Windows filter a selective portion of our worldview. Today, more than ever, we all find ourselves looking out into the world through the windows of our homes. In architecture, windows are presumed to provide a frame of transparent visibility from one side to the other. But what if we imagine the window not as an objective frame, but rather as a filter that engages its viewer to subjectively experience the world through the eyes of an insect? Bug Filter seeks to celebrate the under-acknowledged world of insects by allowing us to share their subjective perception. To explore these questions, a studio from the School of Architecture at the University of Texas at Austin have captured the fascinating world of insect vision by designing a series of lenses that enable us to see as if through the compound eyes of local pollinators. 15 student-designed filters invite everyone to consider the world from a non-anthropocentric view and to raise awareness of the biodiversity crisis and endangerment of insects. The filters are part of Compound Furnishings. For the Materials Lab at UT, students cast the seeds out of hempcrete, a sustainable alternative to concrete. Research shows that industrial hemp's high concentration of pollen could significantly increase bee populations. Bug Filter was designed for Fusebox Social Hub. Fusebox Festival is a citywide celebration with a focus on live performances.
Industrial hemp is made from the hemp plant that is grown specifically for the industrial uses of its products. Industrial hemp comes from the plant cannabis sativa and is specifically derived from all parts of the plant with the low THC concentration of 0.3% or less. One of hemp's main benefits is its sustainability. The plant can be grown organically without the use of any synthetic components and is a renewable source due to its fast growth rate. This means hemp crops may be harvested annually without facing the possibility of depletion. According to the National Hemp Association, 1 acre of hemp provides as much paper as 4.1 acres of trees. Hemp crops can grow in 4 months, whereas trees take 20 to 80 years. In our advanced design studio, we use hemp particles to produce furniture out of a binding mixture called hempcrete. Hempcrete is a biocomposite made from water, a binder, and the fibers at the core of the hemp plant. We made hempcrete by mixing these lightweight hemp particles with water and natural cement to create a moldable, strong, and lightweight material. The hempcrete maintains a porous texture due to the fact that the binder does not fill the holes of the hemp particles. Instead, it coats them, allowing them to stick together. Once mixed, hempcrete can either be cast into molds or applied directly to a surface as a wet, loose, full material, which hardens once dried. Due to its porous nature, the hempcrete maintains an extremely light weight compared to concrete and is also able to hold large amounts of moisture without causing damage to its structural integrity. Alternatively, hempcrete is also able to release large amount of moisture while maintaining its structural integrity once conditions are favorable. Hempcrete is sustainable in its lack of carbon footprint. This material is actually carbon negative, removing 100 kilograms of carbon per cubic meter of material. Hempcrete is also biodegradable, flame-resistant, pest-resistant, non-toxic, and is suitable for most climates.
Hempcrete is a deceptively simple material made from just 3 ingredients: water, a lime-based binder, and the woody stem of non-psychoactive hemp plants. There are a few qualities that make hempcrete an appropriate and modern material choice today. First, it's a low-carbon material. Hemp, like many plants, is a rapidly renewable resource, and as it grows, it absorbs carbon, which is then stored in the building. Lime binders also have a much lower embodied energy than Portland cement. Second, hempcrete is a high-performing material. It has high insulation values and a natural breathability, which cut down on the operating emissions needed to heat, cool, and control humidity. Hempcrete also supports a healthy interior environment by replacing materials that contain toxic chemicals and VOCs. And finally, in Texas, both hemp and lime will soon be locally produced. As of March 2020, Texas farmers can grow industrial hemp for the first time in 80 years. Collaborating with the studio on this project gave us the opportunity to explore the potential of hempcrete by working with the material directly. Having a specific project allows you to address constraints, in this case, limits of compressive strength as well as precision of form and aesthetic possibilities. At the Materials Lab, we started by researching and testing out different binders and methods for mixing, tamping, and developing the formwork. The workshop was a really great way to get many hands on the material, and I was really impressed by the material's accessibility. All of our students were working with the material for the first time, and yet they were able to produce finished blocks of high resolution in a single afternoon. Hempcrete is a material with a lot of potential, especially in Texas, to make the transition towards low-carbon, high-performing building materials.
Using hemp in our bug filter studio was purposeful as this material benefits bees. Hemp produces large amounts of pollen that bees can collect and disperse in the aid of pollination. Although the wind could pollinate the hemp plant, bees hold an affinity for its pollen. Hemp also flowers during July and September, which is a period of low pollination for other farm crops. This means hemp provides a source of nutrition during this low pollination period for bees. Birds, bats, butterflies, and hummingbirds are also essential pollinators for the life cycle of these crops.
Hi, I'm Kevin from the Materials Lab. So in the Materials Lab, we began experimenting with different binders like hydrated lime, natural cement, and pozzolanic lime. We ultimately chose the natural cement for its quick drying properties and immediate stiffness. Then we also tested different mixed ratios of hemp core, binder, and water following consultation from Hempitecture, which at the end we chose 1 to 1.5 to 1.5 by weight.
To build our hempcrete furniture, we began by preparing for the casting process. Our studio was split into teams that each played a role in preparing for the hempcrete furniture molds and structure. The formwork for the seats was made using tubes of dense paper and wooden walls. 2 types of seat molds were made, a 1-foot circular seat and a 1-foot by 2-foot ovular seat. Wooden placeholders were also cut and soaked to ensure space was left for the steel structure that would eventually hold the studio's bug filters. The molds were assembled and placed onto plywood bases. To make our hemp crate, equal weights of dry hemp and natural cement were measured and thoroughly mixed until the hemp was coated evenly. Water was then added in 2 rounds. With each addition of water, the hemp and natural cement was mixed slowly and thoroughly to ensure there was no dry hemp remaining. We found that mixing the hemp crate in smaller batches allowed for faster production. Once the mixture was complete, it was poured into the circular and ovular molds. We had to press down firmly on the hemp crate to remove any air and to ensure it was packed tightly for structural integrity. The molds required several batches of hempcrete until they were filled to the top. Once the molds were filled, they were left to dry for 20 to 30 minutes. After this period, the wood piece in the bottom of the mold was removed. The molds were wrapped in tarps and plastic to ensure no elements reached the setting furniture, and were then left to set for 24 hours. Finally, the formwork was removed to allow excess moisture to escape. The seats were moved to an indoor, dry, and cool space to set and store until fully dry. The final product came out beautifully.